What's going on out there, guys? This is your host, Ron C., and this is the You Won't Say It, I Will podcast. You guys can catch me on social media, Instagram, You Won't Say It, I Will. Catch me on YouTube, You Won't Say It, I Will podcast. Catch me on Twitter, YWSIIW podcast. And you can also find this podcast on Stitcher, Apple, and Google. All right, guys. So I'm going to get this started. It's not really much to talk about when it comes to sports or anything. It's pretty much in the slow period. It's like that little funny dead period. NBA is pretty much done. There's a couple things that's going on. I'll talk about that in a minute. NFL is, it's starting up a little bit. You got the training camps coming up. That's slowly but surely. I think there's a few teams, rookies and stuff. Usually rookies come in first, and like a few days to a week later, the veterans come in. So, we have a little bit of that to look forward to in the upcoming weeks. But usually training camp is not too much to talk about. I hate to say it like this, but usually it's some type of injuries. Unfortunately, it's usually fucking ACLs or something like that getting messed up. Because when they do training camps, it's really no contact, so they're not doing anything. So it's, sometimes I'm just wonder how the hell these guys turn the ACLs up, down, left, and right. It seems like more and more, even when they was having, these crazy practices and stuff, like, full blown practices. Like now they don't really practice hard like that. Like I think they limit the hitting and stuff like that during the year. Training camps, I don't think it's really contact too much like that, or if at all. So yeah, NFL's coming up. Preseason starts. I think it's like the second week of August or something like that. So, NFL's coming up. There'll be a lot of talk of that this year. So go on and get ready for it. Get tired of it. Get ready to skip it. I don't care, but it's definitely gonna be talk. This is my shit right here. So I'm excited for this. So back to NBA, not really much going on. Like I said, NBA's done. Free agency, it's had this little, crazy bout, fuck Kawhi Leonard. And, talked about all that stuff last week. Fuck him. This past week, you have Oklahoma City Thunder made a trade with Houston Rockets, Russell Westbrook for Chris Paul. And then I believe Houston had to give up a couple first round picks, which they should. I mean, Chris Paul is good, but I mean, he's not the statue of Russell. He's not on the same level. Russell's better. It is what it is because he's younger or whatever. However you want to put it, don't make him less better. He's better. They should have gave a couple picks for him. I think that was fair trade. Russell wanted to get out of there. They did him good. They didn't argue it. Since they, that miraculous secret trade for Paul George. So, Russell's teaming up with James Harden again. And if you watch basketball, they used to play together back in Oklahoma, back when Kevin Durant was there. They was like, that was almost kind of like their big three back then, but they were still kind of young. Who knows what they could have done. They did do a little something, but they still were young, so you saw the potential. But either way, them two are back together, and their games have really grown since they've been apart. They both pretty much ran their own teams, and now the two people that are, running teams are now together. One of them is joining the one guy who was already running the team, and hopefully, man, I just hope that they can play together. I mean, apparently. The rumors is out there that they wanted to play together. They're excited about it. So, I don't know. It definitely puts a little spark in the West. I mean, even if they didn't make this trade, Houston still always had a chance to make it to the finals. They do every year. They always a contender. They always top 3 or definitely top 5 for sure. But I mean, with the trades and stuff that's happened this year, I wouldn't say they probably was top 3, but they definitely was top 5. With this trade happening with them two together, I don't know. In my opinion, because I probably would have Clippers now, probably number one. Um, I don't know, with Russ and James together. I don't know. They definitely still in the top five. I'll probably say Clippers one. If Clay, as of right now, since Clay's not here, I probably would put possibly Utah up there, maybe as number two, Lakers 3, Golden State 4. And this is saying right now with Clay not there, say Clay's not even coming back, them 4, maybe even 5. It's between them and Houston for the 4 and 5 slot. Now with Clay coming back. Now Clay is coming back, I think, right before the All-Star game or right before the All-Star week. I think maybe like end of January, something like that. He should be back, give him a little bit of rust off and everything. And that's if they don't get rid of D'Angelo Russell. They don't trade him for the deadline. If they don't trade him, then I will probably bump them up definitely in the top 3, depending on how they be playing. I wouldn't just automatically do it just because they've been playing good and showing signs that even without him, they doing something. With him coming back, it's going to like jump it up. Then yeah, I probably will put them in the top 3 for sure. But yeah, this season's definitely going to be interesting. CP3, Chris Paul's with the Thunder, like I said, and I think that was just a trade just to give Russell Westbrook what he wanted, a fair thing, a goodbye thing for a trade. They was able to get something out of it, and really the something is the 2 first-round picks. That's the something. I don't think they really, not saying they don't care about Chris Paul, because they definitely still can use a star, a veteran, but I don't think they want him per se. He definitely doesn't want to be there because the team's now just automatically they're just rebuilding all the way now. So I know he doesn't want that. He's too far in his career for that, too old for that, too banged up for that, So I think they're trying to maybe trade him to the Miami Heat. Now the East will be bumping if they. I don't know if him and Jimmy Butler can play together, but just off skill set in general, just take the egos and the personality out the way. Even though I say that definitely plays a factor, but you just throw that out the way. Just on paper, you see the names, you're not thinking in between the lines and all in depth of shit. Yeah, they would get some people in the East, run for their money. But yeah, the NBA is gonna definitely be popping coming up this season. I really don't look at the NBA too much. The first part, like the first few months, I don't look at it. Once like January once almost like the second half is probably like around like the All-Star weekend. That's when I really start paying attention to it. I will watch, like the Christmas games and shit, and I'll keep up with it a little bit, because you can't help but seeing highlights and shit. And I look up stuff myself just in general, stuff like that. And some stuff is, if it's so big or whatever, you just have no choice but to hear about it. Definitely with it being football season. So I'm always looking at ESPN and looking at something, so something's going to pop up. But, yeah, man, that's pretty much it with that. I can't wait. NFL's coming up, sports, just a little dead right now, but, it is what it is. So I'm sure everybody knows about this damn Area 51 thing. Now, I've been hearing about it. I've been seeing memes on it all on Instagram, and at first I thought it was like something on Netflix. I ain't even gonna lie, like I thought it was like some type of movie or show. I'm like, damn, I need to get in the loop. Like, what I mean? Like, I'm still one of the few people that still have cable, so I just, I look at fucking Netflix whenever. It is what it is. When it's nothing on TV, you go skim through, and there's nothing on fucking Netflix, and you mad. But so I never went on there looking. I just kept seeing memes and shit, something about aliens. So I was like, oh, okay, that sound right. And so, I didn't think nothing of it. The memes just, I didn't get it. It still seemed kind of funny, if that makes sense. So I'm wondering, I'm like, what the fuck is this Area 51? So I was like, fuck it, me and my fiance just sitting downstairs chilling, and watching TV. I was like, yo, what's up with this Area 51 thing? Like, what's about this? So she like just stops what she's doing, just chuckles. She's like, yeah, it's about this guy made this Facebook thing, event saying that they wanted to storm, Area 51, which is in the desert, and apparently that's where they have like the aliens and whatever unknown shit that's going on there or whatever. And apparently it's taken over by the Air Force. I guess that's where they do the training and stuff at. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, so it's one of those, pretty much one of those things where they, basically this train or this different little hidden stuff that they do. Like, I'm sure they have other shit in the middle of the fucking desert. Well, I know they have different stuff in the desert. I don't know what goes on there, but there's other military shit in the middle of the deserts and stuff. Besides Nevada, you got Arizona and shit like that. But yeah, so so I was like, all right, well, you tell me this. Let me just do a little bit of homework on it or whatever. So, like I said, it's like fucking 1.5 million people saying they're attending the storm Area 51. Now, whoever put, which I'm sure is the guy, or maybe is one of the other people saying, yeah, you can't stop us all. Possibly not. But if we're the so-called, badasses, the so-called, best military, best country, shit like that, how the hell they can't stop? Let's just say 1 million does. Let's say 1.5 do show up. Why the fuck can't they stop us all? I mean, why the fuck you can't? I mean, really think about it. Why the fuck they can't stop us all? Think about it. I mean, they gonna use what they can bullet wise to shoot whoever the fuck is running up like some fucking zombie shit, and the rest would probably fucking have landmines and bombs and shit like that, and who fucking knows, but apparently it's scheduled for in September 20th. That's when it's due to raid it. And I guess they're supposed to do it early in the morning, like basically like in the middle of the night type thing. And I'm just like, man, who really gives a shit? And I mean, if you really think about it, yeah, there's definitely life out here. And me and her was talking about this. I mean, it's definitely life out here, outside of Earth. And I mean, just the way the universe is, I'm sure there's even more planets out here. I'm sure there's more other shit out here that we just don't know about, or they haven't even told us about, or wherever like that. They instill in our brains what the solar system is, what the planets are, what orbits around what, this and that, what order at the end. That's what they tell us. Okay. Not saying there's nothing else out there, but it is what it is. And now, of course, aliens, which is a made up word, and as we both were saying, yeah, we call illegal people that come into the country aliens, just a foreign word. And I'm like, yeah, it is. You're right. Just a word. So I mean, it is other, doing quotation marks right now, other creatures out here, or other things, or even other human beings. I wouldn't be surprised if it is other quote unquote human beings out here on a different planet. And I mean, really, if you think about it, I mean, that's real shit. You can't tell me that whatever you believe in, whoever your God is, whoever your Lord is, whoever is, your powerful Almighty above you. You can't tell me that however we got here, however this was created, they just picked this planet. It was like, okay, all right, we're just gonna put some some land, some dirt and some shit, build some shit up, form some stuff, put some water all around it, put gravity and stuff so motherfuckers ain't floating all around and shit. And yeah, we're gonna call these humans, they're gonna reproduce and shit and blah blah blah. And that's it, just on this place, this planet. I highly doubt that. I wouldn't be surprised if there is other quote unquote humans. I mean, not even quote unquote, fuck it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's other humans out here that, and I don't mean they living on like Mars or something. They have to wear, there's no gravity there, no air. They have to wear helmets and, shit like that. No, not one of those type thing. I'm sure it's something where, however we're made, how we can breathe what we're breathing right now with no problem. I'm pretty sure it's the same way for them. They just built different, but look just like us. I wouldn't be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if and or the same planet or a different planet where they are these quote unquote, aliens, which what we see on TV, movies and shit like that, cartoons. I wouldn't be surprised if it's aliens out here. Of course, everybody knows, about the crop things, the crop circles and shit. It's always been stories, and I was like, when I was younger, I was kind of like interested in that shit a little bit. I was always curious, like, not in a weird nerdy way, but I was like, man, I always wondered, like, man, where's something else out here? Like, well, how in the hell? Like, well, let me just see what could possibly be. Let me kind of like investigate a little bit. Like I said, I'm younger, and like I looked into it a little bit just to see, what these circles mean and stuff. And they would show different documentaries. They would show like how people could actually do them. But even if you did have something to mush them down the circles perfectly how they were, it still would take time to do them, and it'd be like different ones. And then of course there's always the so-called sightings, and I wouldn't say so-called, but I wouldn't be surprised that somebody's seeing something. I wouldn't be surprised, but this this whole thing about storming, basically some type of military base, or not some type of military base, basically, because there's all type of secrets and shit down there, and we deserve to know and all this other stuff. I'm not gonna get too racy with the shit, but come on, who the fuck is really putting that shit out here, man? Ain't no black people talking about, man, I want to know the fuck is in there. No, the fuck we don't want to know what the fuck is in there. Me personally, I don't know what the fuck is in there. I don't care about what goes on behind there. I don't care what goes on behind closed doors in the White House with any president, or downstairs in the war room, or in the fucking 50th floor downstairs. I don't care what goes on in the Pentagon, and I don't care what goes on in their fucking 29th basement floor where they had the cure for cancer, AIDS and shit at. I don't care about none of that. I don't want to know about any type of secrets. Because if you think about it, now you know how we always say, or a lot of people say, at least I do, that cops are basically just legalized gangs. But that's what pretty much, politicians are. It's pretty much what the government is. It's just a big old gang that, just legal and, have the higher authority over people. That's basically what it is. And they know so much stuff and different things that why would you really want to know certain things? I mean, how they always say, once you join this gang, I'm talking about street gangs. Once you join this gang, it's only one way out. Motherfucker, it's only one way out. Okay, well, why isn't it the same way? Well, in a way, to me, I think it is the same way if you're a police officer. If you quit, or definitely you got fired or anything like that, I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily one way out, but they definitely treat you like civilian. Pretty sure of it, unless you really put in like fucking 35 years and you retired. But even sometimes then, they treat you like a civilian. Motherfuckers go out here, I'm pretty sure, acting stupid. They be like, God damn it, Neil, this is the goddamn, you know what, I gotta arrest you. No, I just, it is what it is. But if you still was a cop, I almost guarantee, unless you did it for the fucking, 167th time, by then I'm sure it would have caught up to you. But then, like I said, you have the politicians, you have, like I said, stuff that goes on in the White House and everything, and stuff that goes on in the Pentagon, and all they are is gangs. That's all they are. Everything is all gangs. Everything is, because it's not called a gang, because they're not here shooting and killing people and stuff like that, doesn't make it less of a gang. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that they know, I mean, why would you really want to know? I mean, why? What's the point of really knowing? what is old to us that we should really know? Maybe they know, no, not maybe. They know stuff that we just don't need to know or shouldn't know that, is to protect us. Now your parents always say, no, I didn't tell you this. Now I'm just trying to protect you and this and that. Well, you know what? They're saying that shit for a reason. And, they're not telling us stuff for a reason. Now, certain stuff they probably should tell us. Then there's other stuff that we just don't need to know. This for what? When the time is right, pretty sure they'll say something. I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to politics and, politicians or anything like that. But it's just certain things I will, very, very, very certain things I will be on their side about. And this is one of them. I don't really care. I don't want to know none of that. Because when my time's up, being a politician or being in the White House or anything like that, or if I'm like, I just don't want to do this no more, I quit. I can be like, oh, okay. Oh, you just gonna quit? Oh, okay. So Ron, you just gonna quit? Yeah, man, I think I'm done, man. I just don't want to do this no more, man. I'm just gonna do something else. Oh, okay. All right. The next thing you know, you hear about me in the news, fucking goddamn bullet to the head. Don't know how I got there. You know what I'm saying? 2 days later. Nah. Motherfuckers know too much shit. Because once you in, to me, you're in. I mean, how much do you really, unless they go to jail, I mean, how much do you really hear about anybody quitting some shit? The cities don't want to do it no more, especially once you're deep in, and I don't, not necessarily like any type of, representative per se for like the state, or maybe not even like a mayor, but once you start getting high, like governor or senator, and like I said, high, and of course bigger and bigger in that, that's when shit gets real. And I ain't down with all that, but this Area 51 thing, it just baffles me how people really want to know shit. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was interested in the little crop shit that, that would appear, circles and stuff that would appear out of nowhere the next morning. But, I'm sure it is some type of quote unquote UFOs out here. Not sure what UFO stand for. I'm sure it stand for something. If it don't stand for something, it's something that was made up anyway. And, I mean, fuck's the UFO, I don't know, man. All this stuff is just crazy. I really think a lot of us need to just fucking get our shit together. There's other stuff we need to be worrying about. A lot of other stuff that we need to be worrying about. But this shit right here, like, who really gives a flying fuck? I don't, and it doesn't matter what's going on there. It don't matter. Let them do them. All this secret stuff they've been doing in these fucking bases out in the desert and shit, like, and it's just another thing that gets me too, that, you have this Area 51 thing. So, something like this that people, get big on and grabs to and all that shit like that. Now you have this thing. They have the FaceApp thing. So I think that's what it's called, right? It don't really fucking matter. You know what I'm talking about. So you have the FaceApp joint where motherfuckers are making a face look older, making like an old person, or what you would quote unquote look like if you were old. So I did end up downloading it. I tried it myself. I ain't, what I'm saying? I mean, I seen, fellow black people, and I'm looking like, damn, all right, they ain't age bad. They got, you can tell they older, but damn, they ain't age bad. I looked at me like, I mean, I wasn't the roughest, but I damn sure wasn't the ones that be like, damn, black don't crack. Yeah, it wasn't one of them. But I mean, it wasn't too bad. But I looked at myself, I was like, well, what fucking age is it supposed to be? I mean, you can be old and wrinkly at fucking 60 for real. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you live your life. But, you can be that. Some people just don't age good. Some people get 50 and look like they fucking 65 for real. Some people just don't age good. And I'm looking at this like, this is fucking weird. Why the hell is everybody doing this? I think the app also, I saw on there, you can make your face look younger. Don't feel like getting R. Kelly'd right now. That's fucked up. Not really. Make your face look younger. I think they had some other shit on there probably, but I don't even focus on the old thing because that's what, everybody's doing. So I did that and I looked, I'm like, well, I mean, it's not too bad, but, the it needs to say, you know, in the way I was, I'm gonna say like 80 really. First I said 90. Then I was like, nah, that is old as fuck. I'm gonna say 80. The way I look, if I look like that I was 80 or later, then I'd be like, okay. If I was like 67 or some shit and looking away like I was looking, even some of the way y'all looking, man, that shit better not be real. I mean, that better not be a very close, accurate description on how the fuck I'm gonna look. Because if I am, man, ooh, boy, let me tell you, this is not gonna be a good look. So then there's, other shit out here people are posting about the app itself, saying is, oh, well, it's a Russian based app. And you know how, Russia interfered with the polls and shit. And, Russia's always been fucking with us for real. And I was just talking about Russia too. Like, if you really think about it, even way before this election, if you really look at a lot of movies and even going back to Rockies, and I mean, just any time, really, for real. I mean, Rocky's first thing I think of when Rocky went against the fucking Russian, but which is the best one. I mean, you think about it, all these fucking things they got about Russia in movies, it's been going on for a long time. Like, what the hell is going on with us and Russia for all these years, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell do we have against them? I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, we always been fucking with Russia for real, if you think about it. Now, don't get me wrong, Russia has been fucking crazy. I'm not going to sit here and say what the hell's been going on. Russia always has been fucking crazy. But, you think about it, it's always Russians. Every time you hear something about a bad guy or bad something, their name is Russian, like, oh, he's from Russia or he's Russian or something like that. It's a lot of movies out here like this. So, if you look at Stranger Things, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but, they have Russians in this new season. So, I mean, it's crazy. So, they talking about the app saying, well, it's a Russian based thing. They out here trying to steal your information and stuff, which isn't the wrong thing, but at the same time, hasn't the stuff already been getting stolen and shit like that? Didn't Russia already fuck with her shit? If you really want to get technical, and this is before this app. But two, hasn't her stuff always been getting stolen? I.e., Facebook. Everybody forget about that? No, okay. Instagram connected to Facebook. Okay. So, you put your information online, you buy stuff online all the time, and your information's out there. For real. I don't know, a lot of people really think about that. But your information is out there the second you go on Amazon and buy some shit. You go online and buy something. You put yourself out there. For real. All these websites and stuff like that, they saying, I mean, if you really sit there and looked at anything that at the end of it, you gotta click the box and say, yes, I acknowledge blah blah blah, this disclaimer or whatever. Now I haven't done this, but if you really sit there and just look at all the shit that that you're acknowledging, I'm pretty sure they put, because they know nobody's not reading that shit. Like, say it's 500 million people in this country. I don't think even a fucking eighth of people is even reading that shit. Like, I don't think even putting a dent into how many people is reading that shit. So I mean, your shit is always getting stolen. It's always getting put out there. If you notice, you always get an email or something like that, or a phone call out there. Your phone, your phone is always linked to something. You don't even know it. Your phone number has been put in so much stuff that, like, I get fucking crazy random phone calls all the time. I'm looking like, man, who the fuck is in Kentucky? I ain't got no kinfolk in Kentucky. Who the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So I wouldn't even worry about that app. Some people are, tripping over that. I mean, it is what it is, Now, with them doing it, Russians, with them having this app or creating the app and quote unquote could be stealing their information. Now they could actually could do something with it. I let's keep it real. He actually could do something to it or do something with it or whatever like that. But really anybody can, but I'm pretty sure they have more the means to really do some shit if they wanted to. But for real, our phones are fucking. I'm pretty sure now. I ain't this fucking that woke guy, this conspiracy theory dude, in the damn damn, what's the name of the position in DC with the top security person that does all the security and shit like that. Can't think of the damn position, name of the position. Damn, it's gonna come to me after I'm fucking done this podcast. But even he probably fucking listen to phone calls, random phone calls and shit like that. Motherfucker probably listen to me right now. Shit, I got my laptop open, the light ain't on, but pretty sure he probably still can see through here. Give me the middle finger right now if you are looking. And my phone, figure me. So look, it is what it is. Y'all keep doing all these apps. Y'all keep doing all this shit. I just say it is what it is. If somebody want to find you, they gonna find you. Somebody want to get you, they want to get you. You know what I'm saying? That goes for anything. That's not even just like information shit. That's just anything. For real. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much security you put on your car and your house. If somebody want to get in there, they gonna get in. If somebody want to take something, they gonna take it. It is what it is. Yeah, we try to slow them down a little bit, but like I said, if they want it, they want it. As they always say when crackheads say, take something and they run, you ain't catching no crackhead. It is like that, but it is what it is. You guys keep doing y'all. I'm go ahead and end this right here. Once again, you guys can find me on my social media, YouTube, Instagram. You won't say it, I will. You can find me on Twitter, YWSIIW podcast. You can find this podcast all on Google, Stitcher, Apple, all that good shit. Till next week, guys. This is Ron C, and this is the You Won't Say It, I Will podcast.